Thanks for calling me here. I understand that, this is, what street is this, Grady?
This is Lynhurts.
Lynhurts? Okay,
Yes.
that's the Lynhurts Street, okay. And, why are you cutting down in order to get the field back up?
Well, Nami, first let me introduce myself. I work for JLN. I am Nami's site foreman out here at Lynhurts Elementary School. Nami, what we have done here is we are doing what we call a cut and fill.
Okay.
And the reason, the purpose we are doing that is because they're going to utilize more of the area than what was actually intended on doing so. So in order for us basically to do that, we have to cut at a certain point, and then we have to fill 1 foot of constructional fill to put back and start blending this hill into safe and more or less a 3-to-1 slope. They're going to be actually doing landscaping, planting trees, so that means we have to also install what we're putting in is a 8 to 12 foot plateau for the trees to set and them to be able to plant these trees safely onto this slope.
How much did you cut down at that point?
At this point here, we have basically already cut up at nearly 12 feet.
Okay.
And we have 3.5 feet of construction fill already that's been placed in and it's been rolled, and it's actually has been tested, and we're proud to say that we got a 97%
Good
geotech testing on our soil on the compaction.
Okay, so you mean to tell me at this point here, approximately have cut down 12 foot?
Yes.
And also you have lifted up to 3.5 foot at a 12-inch increment and compacted and tested.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who's testing this?
I forget exactly the geotech.
The same geotech that did the rest of the testing here?
Geotech
Okay, cool.
has been doing the duration of the site.
Okay, so what's your game plan now?
My game plan is to continue on as I am going, but I have some blend that needs to be done here, which is going to require an additional 20 feet to actually blend into the existing grade and hill that they have here.
To tie this in?
To actually tie this in, so
Okay.
that way when the landscapers come to do the landscaping here, they won't have a problem or any safety issues.
Okay, and how are you going to track and tie this slope into the existing?
In order for us to get this slope here compacted, we're going to have to use a ram axe opposed to pulling the material back.
Mm-hmm.
The ram axe is going to be the safest thing that we can use, along with using a strap to hold onto the ram axe, send it down the hill to get the compaction that we need.
Okay. And also you're going to use a dozer in this place to track this because it looks a little rough.
Yes, the dozer is most definitely is going to be the main equipment that we're going to need here once we start pulling it back and make it safe for our dozer to even ride on this particular area here.
When I moved down here, it seems like you have cut a ramp in order to allow you to have access.
Yes, sir.
To this area here to start your cut. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. The ramp is the most safest thing for us to have, to be able to come down and utilize the equipment coming down the hill to perform our job as safe and best as we can. Safety is first.
Okay.
And we're very keen on that. So we installed this ramp in here, which we're going to actually utilize up until a point to where we're going to go past that, and then we will continue to put a ramp of the same sort on the back side of this ramp so we can continue to go around the site.
So moving forward, it seems like this regrading affairs is going to extend all the way down to near this white building on Lynhurts, and around the curve, tying into the retaining wall that you guys built. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct. We are actually going to be tying this slope in, staying along with the grade that we have, and tying it into the existing grade, and once again putting it in a safe manner to a point to where the landscapers can come in there and perform their job that they're going to be performing after we're done.
The proposed ball field that we are trying to build by using the spoil on site, how far does it go?
We're going to try to utilize as much of the spoil as needed, and our main objective is just to try to stretch it, but yet still make it stabilized to a point to where it's going to serve the purpose in which it's needed.
Altogether, roughly between the topsoil stockpile and the spoil stockpile, how many truckloads, based on what you see now and based on what you have used, how many truckloads will you say that those spoils will be total of?
I'm going to place maybe a total of somewhere in the area of
Think before you say it, that way
maybe 200 trucks total, 200 truckloads total with everything that I'm pretty much looking at this point.
Okay. And hopefully we'll be able to use waste most of it here. Will it be correct to say you might be able to waste a lot of it here?
Oh yes, we're pretty much counting on that. In fact, we're depending on that particular matter at hand, that we're going to be able to utilize all the spoil that's on site, despite of a lot of spoils that was extra that was not encountered by the contractors, but they do realize that we do have extra spoils that wasn't initially put in the plans.
Will it be correct to say most of this spoil, not just in addition to some great changes, elevations, and deep footing that was dug and built up around with stone, and also the bioretentions that were done. I mean, I'm really concerned if this was a balanced job. How do we get such a huge amount of spoil?
Well, once again, like I say, I don't think that the engineers carefully anticipated on the amount of the ponds that was dug out, the swells, and other areas that was expanded, and with a lot of the elevation changes, I don't think that they really was making an accountability before all that spoil that was going to be taken out and replaced with stone.
Okay.
So this is probably what come up to what we have here now with the extra spoil and soil that we have here on site.
And I'm walking up the hill. What additional equipment do you need to help facilitate, in addition to what you already have on site, what additional equipment do you need to help facilitate this so that, we can get in and get out on a timely manner?
Well, with the equipment that we do have now present hand, I'm still in desperate need of another excavator, and I'm looking to have another dozer along with the dozer that we do have. So right at this point, I'm looking at a total of maybe 10 to 11 pieces of equipment so that we can try to get done in a more timely fashion and get this job done promptly and safe and perfected.
Okay. And would it be correct to say that this is a stockpile of topsoil?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And then walking down, and then this big mound here.
This is the constructional soil that's being used.
The structural fill, right?
Right.
Okay. Seems you just started digging into it, it seems like.
Right.
Okay. Okay. That's quite some material here.
Oh yes, I mean it's quite honestly to say that just based on what you were looking at previously at the other end of the site.
Yeah.
That's not the end of our job. Our job's going to stretch right around here to where you're going, because all this is part of the project that needs to be tended to.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot of material. And is all this place to grade?
Up into where the
fence is, okay.
For the protection of the green area here.
Okay, good.
We're responsible for the grading throughout that portion of it.
Okay. Okay. This is a big mount, man.
Yes, it is. Typically based on my experience by doing the guesstimation of how much soil and construction field is actually here. Like I said, the numbers is kind of really rough until we really get into it, but we'll estimate that anywhere between 50 and 60 trucks just for the constructional field portion of it.
And then with the topsoil, the same thing.
With the topsoil is a little bit more, so you might be talking about a little bit more trucks.
Okay. So roughly your estimate is 200 truckloads.
It very easily.
Okay.
Very easily.
Okay, buddy. I will go ahead and tell you guys to get back to work.
Okay.
Continue to chip it away. And what we're going to do, we're going to do a cross section of the existing and the proposed, the new proposed. That will give us the total cubic yard of the material that we used up on the stockpile. Also, your cut that you performed to create a structural stability on the downslope, existing slope areas that you build up to structural. I would like you to keep track of it. I know you went some areas as deep as 12 foot.
Right.
You said, okay, just take a quick dimension and put it in your ticket. Okay, I cut to fill, maybe, for example, 30 foot by 50 by so many deep. And remember that it's at a slope, so you might be 12 foot at one end at the high end. At the other end, you might be maybe 2 foot,
2 foot
or 3 foot. So make sure you give me that sketch,
right,
and then the dimension.
I'll make sure I do so.
Okay, so I know we can properly quantify it.
Okay.
Okay.
Will do.
Because we're going to ask for reimbursement for this job based on all the equipment you put in there. So just keep track of it on your ticket. I'm interested in more of material that was moved. Okay, and take a lot of pictures.
Will do.
Please, okay? Thank you very much,
Well,
Grady.
at this point, thank you for coming out visiting our site. Me and our crew, we welcome you at any time. We're going to get back to work.
Thank you. Go get it done, man.